Hi, I'm Terry Brock with TerryBrock.com. You know, life is a challenge at times. Life is a way that sometimes you get hit and beaten, but you keep getting back up. And to find out about that from the real world, we've got someone here who knows about this joining us today. Tavoris Cloud is joining us, and we're glad to have you here, sir.
Hello, Terry.
Great to have you here. Now, Tavoris is not just a regular guy. He is a person that I met and got a chance to talk about. He talked about exercise. We have a common interest in being physically fit. Exactly. And you were watching what I was doing, and you mentioned to me that you had been involved in boxing. I thought, okay, that's nice. Boxing is a good thing. And then come to find out, you actually got paid for it, too. And I thought, now that's really good. You can get paid for boxing. And then come to find out, he is the former world champion of the light heavyweight in boxing. And he joins us today, and just an honor to have you here today.
Pleasure to be here as well. I started boxing about 17, 18 years ago.
How old were you then?
I was 16 years old.
16 years old when you started boxing?
16 years old, I started boxing. And
why did you get into boxing?
Because I used boxing to stay away from the streets, stay away from negativity. And it was, at the time I was experiencing a lot of hard times at home and things like that. So
now, you were born in an area that had some challenges that you had to go through.
Yeah.
I understand one of the things I wanted to ask you about is you said that you had a unique device for a refrigerator. What was that unique device, we can call it?
Well, it was a foot tub with ice in it.
Really?
Because the refrigerator got repossessed. But, that was part of my drive, one of the things that, made me go into boxing so hard and to fix those type of things and make sure my children don't have to go through that.
Very good. Well, then you got into that, and then you got into professional boxing. Doing that. How old were you when you got into that? When was that?
I turned professional when I was 22. I believe it was 2004. And it's been a lot of work.
There was a lot of work.
It's been a lot of work, a lot of experiences, a lot of good and bad experiences, and made it all the way to the world championship.
Yeah, exactly.
And stayed there for a while. And right now I'm taking a break.
Yeah, it was good to take a break. Well, let's go back to 2009. You encountered an individual named Clinton Woods. Tell us about Clinton Woods and what happened between you and that gentleman.
Well, Clinton Woods was a very good world champion, IBF light heavyweight champion. He was world champion before me and him fought. I think he had about 3 title defenses. So I believe he was the #2 contender, and I was the #1 contender. And we had an elimination bout for the IBF Light Heavyweight Championship.
And IBF stands for?
International Boxing Federation. And I won about 12-round unanimous decision. And
that was a big day. How'd you feel when you won that, realizing you are the champ, the worldwide champ of light heavyweight boxing?
Well, it felt good. It was a really good feeling, but I was sick. I was sick right after the fight because I put everything into that. Everything into that fight right there. I threw like 1,100 punches, which no light heavyweights do.
That's right. That's usually reserved for a much different class.
Smaller weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in
and
great
yet you
shape.
did there, and it still holds in the record books today.
Right. I was in great shape, but I was finished when that fight was over, emotionally, physically. And, I just started throwing up and I had to lay down for a while. But when I woke up, I had the belt, so I was okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Couldn't do no partying or anything, but, at least I had the title.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you held the title then from 2009 to 2013. So you had it all those years and worked with it. What was it like being the champ, the world champ?
Well, it was a lot of work, most definitely. And it felt rewarding, but the position that I was put in, it was more like, I had to be an example. I had to take responsibility, social responsibility, and there was a lot of people looking up to me. Hometown, Quincy, Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, all over the world. I motivated so many people that it was like, it was a big responsibility, and you know, that's outside of the ring. And then inside of the ring, you know, you always have mandatory defenses, the number one challenge. And
yeah, because everybody's aiming at you. You're on the top of the mountain. They're
Right.
coming after you, and they're going to do whatever they can because they want to get there like you wanted to get there.
Right. So it turns into a lot more responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not fun and games at all. And yeah, so you know, I was champ for a while, and hey, I had a good time. I'll be back there. So.
Yeah. Talk to me about the discipline. You and I have mentioned that before. We talked about the importance of discipline. Tell me what it's like, and what is it that gets you going when you have those I'm sure you've never had this, but you wake up and you don't want to get out of bed, or you don't want to quite do all those push-ups, or you don't want to get out and do that run. Does that ever happen to you, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, yes, it has happened. And, you know, I found over the years that these days, when I don't want to go to the gym and I do go, that's when I have the best workout. I don't know what it is, but it's the days that I don't want to go that I had the most fun, and training is just the best that day. You know, but a lot of times you have to push yourself. You have to push yourself because there's always somebody right behind you. They on your heels. Once you're champion, they on your heels. And by me fighting my way up the ranks, being ranked number 9, 10, 11, 4, 3, you know, I know what those guys are thinking.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
You know, it's kind of hard to sleep at night, but you work until you just fall asleep.
Yeah, exactly. You work until you fall asleep. And it would seem like the
asleep.
competition can be a very good thing. I'm thinking about this in terms of the analogy. You know me, I'm an entrepreneur working around the world with a lot of different people, and it seemed like there's a lot of analogies that are very applicable for boxing and what you have to go through to develop the discipline and what we go through. Now, we're not getting physically hit, at least not always, but sometimes we get hit. You were telling me a little while ago about the dream, what was it, the dream world?
The dream room.
The dream room, yeah, the dream room. Tell me what the dream room is, and then how you see that relates to what other people go through that are not in boxing.
Well, the dream room in the sport of boxing is basically when you get buzzed or when you get rocked by a punch. You know, you kind of dizzy, you lose your coordination temporarily, and things like that. And you know, we train for these moments, and it's like when you go into the dream room, you know, normally I'll tie. Some fighters choose to throw punches while they're in the dream room, which is not a good thing. You know, it's like walking with your eyes closed almost.
Ooh.
You know, so if it's any situation in the business world that would relate to that, it would have to be a situation where,
Seems like you just got hit with a competitor. They dropped the price. Or you lost a big one that you were going for. You're kind of dazed there, and you're dazzled of what's going on. What do you do to make it through the dream room? Whatever it is for you, whether it's a hit or a tragedy or a bad thing, what are some principles you can put into action that'll help you to get out of that dream room?
Well, it always goes back to training. You train, and it's repetition. You practice what you would do if you went into the dream room. If you got buzzed, if you got rocked, you know, you tie your opponent up. You know, it's all kind of little tricks you can do. You know, when the referee breaks, you know, you move the referee in the way. You know, and just 1 or 2 seconds it takes for him to get out the way. You know, you may shake it off. You know,
even 1 or 2 seconds are really precious.
1 or 2 seconds, very important. You know, sometimes when you know, they spit the mouthpiece out. You know, some fighters spit the mouthpiece out, and when they go to the corner, you know, the corner may take a while getting up there to put the mouthpiece back in. You know, it only takes a few seconds to come out, but it's very dangerous when you go inside the dream room, because it could be the end of the fight for you.
But I like what you say about the training. The training is important. I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, but you really win the match in training, not necessarily in the ring. Yeah, in the ring is something, but you got to do that training beforehand. I think it was what Richard Marcinko said, one of the person that really gave us SEAL Team 6, one of the first Navy SEALs. He said, the more you sweat in training, the less you'll bleed in battle. And it seemed like that would apply boxing and being in business as well.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
Yeah, I think you probably said that somewhere before. That's important. So how do you get that motivation to keep going? You've mentioned that you think of your competition, you keep going, you keep training. What kind of training has been the most helpful for you to deal with the real world in the boxing ring when you're fighting some of the best in the world and they are out to hit you and knock you down, literally knock you out?
Right.
What training has helped you the most?
Well, I think maturity has helped me a lot, and just less partying, more structure in my life. I'm not like one of those young guys anymore that just moved from out with their parents. I have a wife and kids, and you tend to live your life more organized and more righteous. And all of that, those things, coming home, sleeping properly, eating properly, not having all of these things going on in your outside life, it makes you a better fighter, because when you get in the ring now, you don't have 5, 6 different things in your head that you're thinking about.
You're focused.
I'm just focused on fighting, focused on my opponent. I'm not worried about court dates. I'm not worried about whatever it is. These guys worry about that, choose to go and have fun on the streets all night.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just a real serious fighter, and I'm just focused like that.
Yeah, that's good. Well, now you're out of the ring right now, and something I want to talk with you about. There might be a chance that we're hearing some rumors that you might be coming back later.
Right.
But what are you doing right now for discipline, for training, now that you're in the off season? I mean, you are a champ. You're the champ, and you will be the rest of your life. Right. You've been champ right now. You could easily sit back, lace your fingers behind your head, put your feet up on the desk and go, hey, I'll go take it easy. But what's driving you right now? What's the challenge, and how are you training and disciplining yourself now?
Well, right now, I'm working. I actually do security work here at the Bayview Reserve.
And we're very glad to have you here. We know we're pretty protected. And any bad guys better not come by.
Don't come to Bayview.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I train right now maybe 2 or 3 days out the week, keep my strength work up.
What do you do? What kind of training are you doing?
I normally hitting the mitts. The mitts is the pads, jump rope, push-ups, sit-ups, bench press, curls.
How many push-ups you doing?
Normally in the morning time, about 100.
100, okay.
Yeah, about 100.
In one set, 100?
No, not in one set.
How many sets does it take to hit 100?
Maybe 2.
Two?
Maybe
okay.
2 or 3, it depends on how we break it up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, how we break it up that day. But what's still driving me to be a fighter is that, I still want to be the best. I still want to be the best. I personally don't feel like I gave it my all, even though I was champ for almost 4 years and it was several title defenses. I still don't feel like I gave it everything. So until I get to that point where I feel that I'm perfect, where I did everything I could possibly do, until I get to that point, I probably won't stop.
Oh, good.
That's the way I want to do it,
Good for you. Well, that's incredible. Now, we had heard some rumors of a possible comeback. Right. Any comments you want to make on that?
Right. It's definitely a comeback. And Tavoris Cloud would never lay down. I would never retire. I would never quit. The sport of boxing. And there's been a lot of young guys out there calling me out. You know who you are. You know your names. And only thing they ever had to do was say my name. And I always accept the challenge. So I will be back, and you guys got some questions to answer.
Excellent. Well, before we let you go, any words that you could give to a person who might be going through their own dream room, so to speak, or they're having some challenges right now in whatever it is they're doing? They might not be in boxing, might be in some other area. What kind of words would you say to them as you look in the camera and talk to them?
Persevere. Persevere. Remember your dreams. stay focused. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything stop you. Everybody has bumps in the road. Just get up, dust yourself off, and keep going.
I love it. Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a person you want to get to know. Go out to the net and check it out on Wikipedia and YouTube. Type in Tavoris Cloud and notice what I have to say. They've got some good things when we see what's there. And he's a man that not only does well in the ring, but he's a man who lives life well. I've had a chance to see him. You've seen me when I come off of the treadmill when I'm a whole lot different than right now. You know, sweaty and pushing everything. You've helped me on that, and thank you for joining us today.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Glad to have you here. I'm Terry Brock at terrybrock.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Drop us a note and let us know what you think, and keep persevering. Stay with it.